Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Warped, and I was supposed to be live yesterday doing this, but unfortunately I'm still sick and recovering. But anyways, I wanted to get at least this video out as soon as I could and talk about some of the changes to Ramlethal, the character who has kind of become my main through just the fact that I accidentally made a Ramlethal video. I was pretty interested to see the Ramlethal changes. Overall, with like this patch, Arxis's main goal, it seems, was to increase the amount of interactions in a game and decrease the ability to snowball effectively, usually through wall breaking and just the obscene amount of meter you could gain from it. And Ramlethal is no different. A lot of her mid-screen conversions, like most characters, got pretty heavily changed. She can no longer combo across the screen from a far slash. You have to use different combos now depending on where on the screen you are. So overall her conversions are a little bit weaker. So you used to be able to combo far slash into Daro and then pick it up with a 5k, but because they reduced the height of that you get launched with Daro, you can now only 2k it after, like that. So it limits the amount you get off of it now. So mid-screen, you mostly just get slash sword toss, which has also been changed. I'll get into that in a little bit. So yeah, you can't, if you are a little bit closer, you can still break the wall like that. It just is a lot more range dependent now, as opposed to before, where if you were good enough and were good enough at canceling, dash canceling your moves, you could kind of combo and wall break from mid-screen off of a far slash, which was very strong, and obviously Ramlethal is a weaker character now, but every character I think is mostly weaker at this point, so it's just going to depend on, I guess, how the patch shakes out. It looks like she's still pretty good. So another big thing with Ram that they changed is her slash sword toss. So you used to be able to convert into a slash sword toss combo mid-screen, and it would work pretty much anywhere. It doesn't bounce anymore, and now just hard knockdowns, and the explosion delay is longer. So I'll show you. So instead of bouncing now, it's just a hard knockdown. So you can see the delay on the slash sword compared to heavy slash sword. So the delay is changed. Essentially, instead of allowing you to convert into a full combo off of your slash sword toss in mid-screen now, basically just allows you to get good Oki and a pretty decent pressure and mix-up situation instead. So instead of comboing like far slash into Daro and then picking up a 5k and going all the way into a wall break, now essentially what you do is you go into your slash sword toss, and then from here you kind of get a mix-up depending on what you want to do. So you can do like 2k2d, you can do dust, and because the explosion's delayed now, it's actually fairly safe, and then it pops them up for a combo. Another thing about it is that they actually made it faster, so now you can kind of do gapless pressure into it. So you can run up to like close slash 2s sword toss, and they kind of have to hold that, and you can go into whatever mix you want. So you can go like 2k2d, or you can go dust, and then, you know, combo from there. Or another thing you can do is you can still do cross-ups by flipping over them. And I think this is actually probably better than her previous cross-up she had off of sword toss. And this is only from like a day of, or even less than a day. This is only from like a few hours of playing around with Ramlethal. I think there's a lot of potential in her new slash sword toss to allow for some pretty crazy pressure and mix-up. So I think overall the character is still pretty good. I've tried around with a few characters, I've played around with a few characters, and overall, I mean, if you're only used to playing the last season of Guilty Gear, you're probably going to be fairly shocked with the power level now. It seems like most characters got their power level overall reduced. A couple other things that I've been playing around with Ramlethal. I don't know if these are any good or not. Somebody who's better at the game than I am will probably have to figure that out. But you can actually, if you PRC after your sword toss in the corner, you can go into a combo off of your grab. Again, I don't think this is very good, at least in the state that I have it in, but it is kind of interesting that you're able to do it. Yeah, maybe there's probably a better way out there to get something cool off of that, or like a cool mix-up, but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really work mid-screen, like even if you... It kind of works, I guess, but you have to like... I don't know in what situation you would ever be in this. But like, I guess, yeah, you can do that. I don't know, sure. The only thing that I think got kind of nerfed on Ram is her 2S. You don't really get too much off of it anymore. Combos into Dara, but you can't get anything off of Dara. You can't even get a 2K after it, so... But yeah, you can do stuff like 5K 2D sword toss, and then that's gapless as well. Being able to go safely off of a 5K into your main pressure starting sequence with sword toss is going to be pretty strong. I think Ramlethal's K moves have gotten a pretty substantial buff. People are also playing around with different corner combos and side swap combos. Stuff like that. Which is fairly dependent on where you are on the screen. And also, if you have any kind of momentum when you're going into it. Oh my god. What the hell? Yeah. So if you have any kind of momentum going into it, you overshoot your opponent. So you have to be like stationary. And even if, yeah, it's finicky. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff that you can do with Ram now, but like it used to be really kind of in neutral, just fishing for a far slash into Daro, like a far slash hit confirm into Daro. It's going to be a lot more dependent on where on the screen you are. Two different swords with two different delay timings on their explosions. It can allow for some pretty interesting pressure sequences in the corner. Probably take a little bit longer for people to fully explore them. But yeah, overall, I guess just summarizing the changes with Ramlethal, if you're coming into Guilty Gear Strive 2.0, Ramlethal is a lot less reliant on hit confirming far slash in neutral. It is still really good, but you're not going to be able to get a full combo into a wall break off of it anymore. Same as in neutral, her slash sword, instead of bouncing and going into a combo, now acts as a main Oki tool on knockdown and a way to continue into pressure. It's a pretty interesting mechanic, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Also, just with like the general system changes, they removed Wild Assault, so Ramlethal doesn't get her 2K 2D into Wild Assault anymore, but every character has their Wild Assault abilities removed now, so I wouldn't say it's like game breaking or anything like that. I think like Ramlethal wasn't a character that's super dependent on Wild Assault, like say someone like Dizzy or even Jacko. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to be trying out some more characters in the future. Hopefully once I'm better and not still sick. I'm going to be trying out Jam, probably making a Jam guide because she looks pretty freaking awesome. So until then, I hope you guys have a great time playing with Strive 2.0. I know I will be having a lot of fun playing with the new game. So yeah, enjoy guys. Have a good day.